Can you talk about what you see as some of your most significant achievements at Huston-Tillotson?
Well, when I went there, the college was going on probation with the accrediting agency, and that was a major hurdle to overcome. There were not just a few issues; there were a number of issues, and it took almost 2 years to get through that. But we made it through, and I think everybody was quite pleased with that. One of the other things I think alumni appreciated most, we had an old administration building on campus that had been built in 1914 by the students. It had been dormant for about 40 years and had been a major eyesore on the campus. And I was able to get the support of an alum who lived in New York, who had been a social worker and who had gotten into real estate and had become wealthy. And he gave the lion's share of the money to restore the building. And that restoration became a symbol of the rebirth of Huston-Tillotson. So I was really pleased with that as well. We did a number of programs as well for students to encourage students once they got that, not only to work hard but to finish, and to there were student support programs that spoke to the students from whence they came. So that was something I was particularly proud of. There were programs for young men. There were programs for women as well.
When you say that you wanted to help them with retention, how did that end up helping finish? How did that work out?
We went. I recall very, very clearly being in a downtown association meeting where the graduation rates of all the colleges in the city were flashed on the screen. And needless to say, we were at the bottom. And not only were we at the bottom, it was an embarrassing figure, a percentage. So part of my goal was to at least triple that percentage. It took a while to do it, but we finally got to not where I would like to be, but certainly a more respectable graduation rate. So we did achieve in that regard. And then when data became available about students who came to us first and ended up transferring somewhere else to graduate, it was a more respectable overall graduation rate. So pleased with that, but there's always going to be work to be done until we get closer to 90, 100% graduation rate. The library was a major overhaul. It was an award-winning venture that we did there. I think that's one of the centerpieces, along with the old administration building, that people would want to see when they come to campus. Just the facade of the building is still there, the same, but the interior is totally redone and looks like a brand new building. And accommodates all the technology that you would expect in a library today.
Is that why it won an award, or was the award for a particular aspect of it?
It was for the architectural work done inside, the structural work done inside, and the appearance, as well as the technology accommodations.
You also were recognized for doubling the enrollment, I believe, or almost doubling the enrollment?
Yeah, it was right at doubled. I'm not going to quibble about a few students' difference in that regard, but we had about 500 students when I went there, and we had over 1,000 when I left.
I understand that you established the W.B. Du Bois Honors Program
Right.
for academically gifted students, which continues today. Why was it important to do that?
Well, it was important, particularly going back to the whole issue of retention and graduation rates. It was important that we get a major jump in the number of students that we started to enroll who were committed and would be supported to finish in 4 years. And the Du Bois program was a way to do that. And a way to establish a culture on campus that students didn't have about the importance of finishing college and then going on to graduate or professional school. That was the major reason for doing it.
And can you talk about what kind of success there was in that? Do you remember any particular students, not necessarily by name, but just what kind of results you got from that program that you started?
The first year's cohort, the first cohort, had about 80% graduation rate within that cohort, which means that immediately bumped up our profile. And then it was a challenge getting them to the future classes to measure up to that level of success. We had one director while I was there, Dr. Janice Sumler Edmond, who had done a tremendous job in managing the program, and herself as a scholar. She really leaned on them to do what they needed to do. Did a great job for us with the Du Bois program.